Hello, this is Clara with Clarity Unlimited. I'm a leadership development coach. There's more down below in the little click the box thing, sites, links, and all kinds of wonderful things if you're curious. Let's talk today about I don't know and needing to get it right, which is an element of perfectionism and one I can't relate to at all. But sometimes what stands in the way of us knowing what to do or what to say or where to go next. Somebody says something to you and you're uncomfortable with it and you're like, I really want to say this, but probably shouldn't do that. I don't know what to say then. Or I've just lost my job and I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. It's too much. Or I want something different. I've been trying for a year or 2 or 5 or 25 to figure out what's next for me. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is because I got to get it right. I got to get it right. So for me, it's like better if me being the universal me, but it's better if I don't do anything rather than I get it wrong. Because what's the consequence of getting it wrong? I just had a conversation with a client and he's spending a lot of time in this getting it wrong and being turfed out of the tribe. And this is a very young experience for him. This is how he felt when he was growing up. And now it's getting placed on top of his experience in the workplace. So he's in this environment where he doesn't show up in his power, even though he's incredibly powerful, brilliant, a natural leader, really natural with a lot of experience. He won't sort of put himself out there enough. He defers his power. He's like, well, what do you think? Or he's spending a lot of time like trying to make sure that the relationships are okay. And what does everybody think of me? And am I accepted? Am I doing okay? Do I still have some power here? Because he doesn't want to get turfed out. But that's like a child response to the situation. And many of us have that. Many of us grew up in environments, or we had things happen to us along the way that were really hard and really knocked us out of this sort of foundational sense of I can be me because it's cool to be me and I'm safe and I can just go do the things. Like that's hard for a lot of us. But it's possible. And we got to do this. You, me, we got to do this. Because those of us that are sitting around not wanting to make some of these decisions because we're afraid that the world's going to like somehow turn and face us and see us and like start shooting bows and arrows because we're in that kind of era. We're carrying into our present some of these fears because you're not going to get it right. I don't get it right. I could barely get my hair right for these videos. If I waited till my hair was right, I would never do a video. I decided that long ago. So, what's your relationship with getting it right or having it need to be perfect? What's the cost if it isn't? What are you afraid the cost is if it isn't? Write those down. Piece of paper, everybody. You got to have a piece of paper. Write down what the potential costs are. Don't make them rational. Make them coming from your emotional center. And then take a look at those and ask yourself, your heart, your wise grown-up self, which of these are true? And what would I do if any of these happened? Pick your top 3. Let's keep it simple because these lists can get long. Pick the 3 biggest, gnarliest ones. So I'm going to get cast out, or I'm going to get humiliated. Okay, let's carry that through. What would happen if I was humiliated? What would be the next thing? And then the next thing. Take it 5 layers deep. If this happens, if I'm humiliated, I'm going to feel really bad. And if I feel really bad, I'm going to want to go and say this thing. And if I say this thing, this is what's going to happen. Like carry it all the way through. All the way through to the back of my room. And start to look a little more closely at what these blocks are. You got to like nuzzle up to this stuff. We got to nuzzle up to this stuff, get to know ourselves a little bit better, and stop being driven by the first response, so we can get under the surface a little bit and give ourselves more awareness, which means we have more choice, because then we allow space for our adult brain to kick in and go, all right, I don't think the park fear is actually, I'm not sure that's actually going to happen. And then you can start moving in a different direction, one step at a time. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for more bad hair days with me, and let's keep this moving forwards. And let me know if you want to hear details about any more or any specific elements.